Welcome back to the Bad Influence Podcast, Fired Up Friday, where we show you how to take control of your life without the bullshit. I'm the bad influence that you need in your life. Yours truly, Jordan Banderas. Listen to this. Emotional pain doesn't just play tricks on your mind. It wrecks your body too. And if you keep ignoring those aches, you're lying to yourself and sabotaging your rise. Feel that knot in your chest? That tightness in your shoulders? That ache in your gut? Those are not random. It's your body screaming the truth your mind won't face. Believe me, I've been through this. I see a lot of people going through this right now, and that's why I want to talk to you about this. Because too many of you dismiss chronic tension as just stress. I used to do this. So, believe me, I know why we do that. But stress is cellular. Your cells store every blow, every heartbreak, every moment of soul-crushing betrayal. When you silence those sirens, you bury trauma deeper into your muscles and bones, turning your body into a war zone you refuse to acknowledge. And again, I've been there. Crawled on the floor, shoulders clenched so tight I could barely breathe. My body carrying screams I hadn't the courage to utter. That's right. Sometimes you're going to feel like that, like your body wants to scream, but you don't want to say it or do it because guess what? You don't want to look weak. But that moment when your body finally forces you to listen is brutal. But it's also your greatest wake-up call. Ignoring physical pain from emotional trauma is like smothering a fire and wondering why the smoke keeps creeping back. Your body doesn't lie. Every ache, every spasm, every relentless migraine is a message. Wake the fuck up and deal with me. Want to master your body and mind? Well, first, admit that emotional pain is physical pain. Plain and simple. There's so much research about this that you can actually look up and you can find out that what I'm telling you is the truth. When I realized this, it was hard for me to understand. That's why I went to therapy. That's why I get massages. That's why anytime I feel stress or an ache in my body, I deal with it. Because at least for me, in my case, there's always an emotion behind it. There's always a trigger behind it. So if you want to deal with this, then take a deep breath and scan your body with ruthless honesty. Where's the tension hiding? What's your gut telling you right now? Picture your pain as a fire in your veins. Feel its heat. Watch it flicker. And prepare to transform it into your personal forge. Use breath work as your hammer. Inhale deeply, exhale fully, and let each exhale shatter another layer of buried trauma. Get out your journal and write it all down. Every twinge, every ache, every flash of memory that sends shivers through your spine. When you externalize pain onto paper, it loses its power to trap you. The fog clears and you see the roadmap to healing. Then, hit the pavement or the gym. Intense movement is your truth serum, forcing mind and body to speak candidly. Feel that burn in your muscles? That's your trauma begging for release. Welcome it, embrace it, and push beyond your limits. I remember pushing through a brutal deadlift set, tears streaming, pain roaring, and in that moment, I knew I was rewriting my story. That pure, raw vulnerability is your superpower. It transforms agony into unstoppable strength. Next, embrace cold exposure. A shock, then a thrill that snaps your nervous system out of autopilot and rewires your stress response. Because here's the thing, and I take cold showers. I have mentioned this before. People think I'm crazy, but thanks to that, when I face a stressful situation, I don't panic as much anymore. I don't panic as easily anymore. I look at the challenge and I'm like, let's go at it. And that happens because when freezing water pounds your body, you learn quickly discomfort is temporary, but growth is permanent. Identify your triggers ruthlessly. Pinpoint the memories, the words, the wounds that ignite your physical responses. Naming triggers drains them of surprise. When you know the enemy, you can plan your victory. Set boundaries with yourself and others. No more enabling patterns that feed your pain. Emotional literacy is non-negotiable. That's right. Emotional literacy is non-negotiable. Learn to recognize, label, and understand every feeling before it destroys you from the inside. Stop seeking quick fixes. This is something that has been happening in today's society, and it's been happening for a while. All of us, at one point or another, start seeking for quick fixes. We want those dopamine hits from social media or drugs that are lies and also delay the reckoning you need. Replace numbing with nurturing. Choose practices that confront pain head on, not those that pretend it doesn't exist. Declare daily affirmations. My pain fuels my power. Say it till your cells believe it. Visualize your pain as raw energy coursing through you. Now channel that energy towards your goals with laser focus. Don't skimp on sleep, nutrition, or hydration. A neglected body can't process emotional trauma effectively. And some people ask me, why is that? Well, the reason why is because when you're tired, you think you're going to be able to process everything that happened? Especially if you have dealt with trauma, you're just going to be like, oh, that ache in my back, that knot in my back, I will go away with Tylenol. I've done that. You can also seek professional support without shame. Therapists, coaches, healers. They accelerate breakthroughs that groundwork alone can achieve. Build a tribe of truth tellers, people who challenge you to face your pain, not coddle you in comfortable lies. Share your story openly. Vulnerability breeds connection and dismantles the shame that keeps pain locked inside. This is the most important thing that I learned going through my journey. Connection dismantles the shame that keeps pain locked inside. Because now you're going to have a connection, even if it's not a romantic connection, just a friend, just somebody that listens to you, right? Just like that. Somebody that will listen to you. You're able to talk to that person. You're able to not just talk to them about your pains and aches and your trauma, but because they're listening to you, you're also able to listen to yourself. And then you can be like, I didn't know that affected me that bad. Or you know what? This is dumb. I can move on from that. I shouldn't be replaying it in my mind time and time and time again when it's something so dumb. It has happened to me. Practice weekly check-ins. This is important. Scan your body, journal your emotions, and adjust your strategies. Remember, I always say this, always adjust. If something is not working for you, if you come up with a strategy and it's not working for you, adjust it, tweak it, make it work. And if there's nothing that you can do that makes it work, then it's not a strategy for you. Because here's the thing. Consistency is the secret weapon of champions. Use neurolinguistic techniques. Anchor positive states to physical cues so you can summon courage when pain resurfaces. I don't know how to say that word yet, but I'm gonna learn at one point. Anchor strength to pressing your fist to your heart, just like this. Whenever tension strikes, press into yourself and reclaim your power. When headaches from anxiety hit, because sometimes, believe it or not, people get these headaches, sometimes even migraines from anxiety because of the tension that your body has. And people just say, I have a headache, I have a migraine, but then they don't take care of this main root cause. But whenever this happens, whenever those headaches hit you, just greet them. Say, thank you for showing me where I need to heal. Is it in my forehead? Is it in the back of my head, the top of my head, my chest, my back? Use that as a cue to heal. Turn complaint into curiosity. This is important because you have to commit to radical compassion towards yourself and others. That's right. That's how you do this. Compassion dismantles the walls of isolation that amplify pain. Celebrate every breakthrough, no matter how small. A loosened shoulder, a quiet mind, a fresh perspective. That's a victory. If you have never been able to achieve that before and you're able to do it now, let's say within the next few days or the next few weeks, that's a victory. And that's something that you need to celebrate. Remember, trauma isn't a life sentence. It's combustible material for forging unbreakable resilience. Your scars are not shameful. They're your war badges. Prove that you battled through hell and lived to tell the tale. Embrace rituals that honor your healing. Ritual baths, morning meditations, evening gratitude sessions that anchor joy. And I know this sounds all hippie-ish and everything, but hey, it worked for me. So I'm just giving you the steps that work for me. And again, this has worked for my wife. So if it worked for my wife and me, who are very stubborn, it can work for you. And one of the most important lessons that I want you to understand today, especially with gratitude, because not a lot of people are grateful for what they have, even if they have more than others, is that gratitude is medicine. It rewires your brain to hunt for blessings, not only wounds. It took me a while to understand that. Maybe it's the language barrier. I don't know. But it took me a while to understand that until I started seeing the changes in the way that I was thinking. So when the next wave of pain crashes, treat it as an invitation to deepen your self-mastery. Chart your progress visibly, marks on a calendar, notes on a journal, a growing list of conquered challenges. Keep your mind sharp. That's important. You have to keep your mind sharp all the time. And that's why healing sometimes gets to the point where it becomes hard. And a lot of people just decide to stay where they are because it's comfortable. And in order for you to keep your mind sharp, this is what makes it hard, you have to engage in learning, create mental workouts, and let new knowledge drown out all pain loops. Reject the cultural stigma that emotional pain is a weakness. That's right, it's not a weakness because you have to own your battles and be proud of your growth. And you cannot be proud of your growth if you don't own your scars, if you don't own your battles, if you don't own everything that happened to you, you're not going to be able to grow. You're not going to be able to overcome it. You're not going to be able to understand it, which is important in order for you to move forward from the pain, from the trauma, and to create a better life for you and your family, your life, everything. So make a pact. No more bearing pain. From this moment, you face it immediately with tools that work. Use intention setting each morning. Declare your day free of hidden suffering, committed to transparency and strength. Midday, pause, breathe, reassess, realign. Emotional mastery is a process of constant course correction. Believe me. It's hard because sometimes you have to course correct so many times, and sometimes it happens multiple times during the day, but that's growth. That's the learning curve. Even though that curve feels like, I don't even know what word to use to describe it, but it feels like a pain in the ass. Well, I guess I found the word anyway. Well, here's what happens in the evening. When you reach the evening, reflect, celebrate victories, study setbacks, plan tomorrow's strategies. Win the war with a nightly debrief. Your body is your truest ally. Listen diligently, respond skillfully, and build a fortress of emotional and physical resilience, because that's what you need in order for you to thrive in this world. You need emotional and physical resilience. Without those two, you're gonna crack. Because life has a way of bitch slapping us all. Now, ignite this transformation in others. Share your journey, champion their battles, and build a global legion of warriors. Every listener in every time zone can harness their pain into fuel for a life beyond their wildest dreams. This is your blueprint. Face the physical screams of your soul's torment. Break your chains and rise with raw, unshakable power. Now go. Turn your suffering into your unstoppable ascent. Let the world watch you conquer. The choice is yours. And that's it for today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on an episode. And have a great day.